Okay, can I see the thing? Oh, the thing has changed. Oh, the thing has changed. Hey, this is Laura from the Yarn Closet in Southern Arizona. I recently posted a blindness video about like why I am blind and stuff, and I've gotten some interesting feedback, so I'll touch on that briefly and then hit on a few of my knitting things. I got the Cordy I-cord latch tool from KrisKrafter. I have had some other things from KrisKrafter over the years, mostly to do with my flat knitting machines. I still have one. Now, so recently, I use Vimeo, and they recently changed. I love it. This is so much better for my vision. Right by where I hit to start, it has a solid white background and shows the timer. So that's way better for me. So I still have an LK100 that I have attached to my table. I've added components, so it's actually 135 or 36 stitches. And then I have mounted my yarn mast to the table, and I use the LK150 yarn feeder because it works. The one that comes with an LK100 feeds from the floor, and I don't like that. So what I did the other day is, because I have a limited amount of this yarn, see this mess? Can you see this mess? Because I can't really see the mess. I can feel it. But I wanted to do a linen stitch, and I was trying to figure out like my swatch. So I like this one better if I use two together. I'm still not over the moon, but I'm thinking about making like a pashmina with these colors. For me, the delineation isn't as great with the individual rows as I would like it to be. Part of what I like about a linen stitch is the pop, and like there's not enough pop between some of it. But I bought this for this kind of desert. This is like a desert rainbow. Get it? So maybe I just have to use a different stitch, or maybe I just have to do a whole section of this, a whole section of that, and do instead of the every other. I don't know. I also was thinking maybe instead of pashmina, I would make two very large pieces to have a real kind of boxy sweater, and that could be the front and the back, and then I would do different arms and stuff. I don't know. So that is my first knitting quandary. And then the second is this Cordy. So let's do this so that maybe you can see what's going on. So we all have seen videos about this. I got this because my daughter doesn't really like the it's the plastic thing, and it's got the 4 posts at the top to make the I-cord deal. So this one, if you haven't seen it, you make a loop with your starting, and then you hold it, and then as long as you've got this under, you have to kind of, I'm blind, back off people. It does, once you get it going, it does work, but then if you have a glitch part of the way in there, I'm switching back now. Oops, that didn't switch back. I'm switching back now. Okay, so it does work very well once you get going, as long as there's no glitch, and you can make a really fast I-cord. You can also use it to help with an I-cord bind off. But like anything else, it takes some practice. I've had a couple of the I-cord cranking machines. Didn't think they worked so good. I can do an I-cord on my flatbed knitting machine. But once again, everything takes a certain something. And you just have to practice and get to the point. See, this is not working now. The way that I did it to start, that I thought started much more easily and consistently, is I just wrapped it, like E-wrapped it to start. Pulled it down under. So you have to get that first row underneath the teeth on the needles. So these are actually knitting machine knitting bed needles, but for bigger gauge. And then you kind of push it up. And it takes a bit, the first few ones, because you've got to get it to like work, but then not. Then once you get going, I do like it. I was shocked at the price of $21, and then with the shipping, it's like, for me, it was 27 something. I mean, that was pretty spendy, but all of the mechanical ones were $15 to $25 plus shipping, and those never, like, they were like mini sock machines where you cranked it and you had to weight it at the bottom, and those never really worked great. And see here, I have now goofed up and I have been knitting my tail, FD. So then if I leave a long tail like this, maybe I can just knit it in. I don't know. Do I think that my daughter would love this? I would have to get it started and get it going substantially. But then, yes, she could potentially love it. Can you make these yourself? You absolutely can. I've seen a few people online who've bought the fast drying modeling clay, and because they've got extra needles for their LK 100s or LK 150s or whatever, that they've made them. Now, these are a little bit bigger than the needles that I have. So it's a little bit heavier duty. Do I think that I have a couple of latch rug hooking needles like this around somewhere? Possibly yes. But see now, oops, and now I just flipped it right off the machine. But see, once you get it going, how really fast and easy, except I flipped one right off. I am glad this has made her some money, and it's definitely sturdy. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to break it. It does feel somewhat ergonomic. So I'm loving that. I'd have to get it going for my daughter, but she could make something, and she's intrigued by all the yarny things that I do, but not devoted enough, because like I've had the plastic looms and all the other stuff, and it just never goes anywhere. But yes, I fell down the rabbit hole and got it, and I do like it. I like it because it's super fast. I mean, it's super fast. I would love to have these I-cord handles when I make little purses or little pouches. I would love to make some trivets, that kind of thing. Just as something different. My mojo has been really coming and going this season, and this last year, many months. It's been rough. So I think I don't like needlessly spending money on all the extra trinkets, to be honest. I don't. This year we are trying really hard to cut corners on things that we just question. My husband's given me a real hard time over the years about the chiropractor. And so I just purchased a vibrating plate because I've been doing the rebounder for 5 to 10 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. And I really feel like that has done a lot for my lymph. Well, I've done some research that doesn't have the same effects as this vibrating plate on things like my osteohealth. And being 52, I worry more about osteohealth. And now that I've had a few falls, the rebounder doesn't help as much building up my balance. But all the research says that this vibrating plate, for the same amount of time, 5 to 10 minutes, 3, 4 times a week, that will do similar things to what the rebounder does, but also give me the benefit in osteohealth, also give me more benefit in those tiny little muscles, those tiny little tendons and things, and help with my balance and help with my fall risk. And I've realized that that's something I need to focus a little bit more specifically on. Also, if you haven't noticed, I can't just go to a gym. I have a few things at home, but I'm not the best at doing that, and I don't get a lot of support. I get actually criticism sometimes for being overly focused on stuff. And since I still have the same chiropractic problems I've had since the beginning, theory in chiropractic is in those, like when you tweak it and you can't manage it on your own, you go in and they fix it. Great. But it's not making it go away. And I see my husband's point and his aggravation. So I'm just doing the best I can to try to balance a whole bunch of opinions and stuff. So if I can do something in my home similar to the rebounder, and I'm not getting rid of the rebounder quite yet because I'm not getting the plate till next week, and I'm going to give it, I think at least a couple months before I decide, like, do I keep one over the other? Do I keep them all? Because and I have tried, if you've watched this channel from the beginning, you know that I have tried treadmills of varying degrees. I have tried varying different stationary bike things for myself, for my son, to get our energy out and for activity. I tried a lot of stuff. I've tried spinning yarns and different spinners, and I'm not opposed to spending the money to try the things, but I'm not going to keep it around. I'm blind. I don't keep around excess if what I found is it's not working for me. We're not using it. I sell it. I give it away. I donate it. Whatever. You'd be surprised how many 55 plus organizations will take crafting things or physical stuff. And now I will get to the thing I'm trying to avoid. Okay, I'm sorry there was some reality in that last post about my blindness. I am not a negative Nelly about the whole thing. I am not sitting in a corner all sad and wah, wah, wah. I'm divorcing people, I'm meeting new people, I'm getting married, I'm having more children, I'm moving, I'm having animals, I'm having jobs. I'm trying desperately to volunteer, and I have a good attitude. I absolutely have a good attitude day in and day out. Right now things have been challenging. There's been a lot of stuff in my life, and so maybe the sadness has crept in a little bit over this winter. The fact that in the evening, many evenings now, I'm closing this eye. I'm trying to look at my phone. I'm trying to look at my phone under the magnifier thing that I wear around my neck sometimes to knit under, because yes, I have one of those. People ask me what power magnification. Well, I got the 3 power one because the 5 power one that I used to have, it pulled on me. It was heavier and stuff. This one is 3. It doesn't have a light because my 5 had a light. It was just too heavy. It rode too hard. This one has a much bigger deal. I'll have to bring it out here one of these days and show you. And you can twist the part that you put around your neck so it actually can ride exactly where you want, stress pointing on your neck. And you can bend it and you can actually use it on the tabletop as well. It just doesn't have a light inside of it, makes it much lighter. You can also take it out of that and use it as a handheld. So if I have, say, a 4 going on here, and I have anywhere from a 4 to a 7 in glasses, or if I'm using this thing that goes up to like a 9, you can combine levels. I mean, there are times where I wear more than one. It's not the easiest deal, but it works. And I'm sorry if some people thought that I was being whiny. I don't mean to be whiny. I don't whine to people in my regular life. I'm not sad about my situation. I get up every day. If that day comes that I wake up and I can't actually see anything other than like white tissue paper with some blotches or whatever, I'm okay with it. I'm still going to get up and do stuff. My life is still organized enough that my family funnels around me and functions around me without being overly worried about putting the milk back in the right spot. And I believe that as these things happen in the future, other stuff. Is that a hello? Hey, kiddo.
Hey.
What's up?
Oh, you're doing a podcast?
I am doing a podcast.
Well, what do you know?
Hey, kiddo, do you need me to give you a password or something?
No.
Okay, what is it?
I'm done with school now, and I'm a week ahead.
Good job. Way to go. All right, thank you for doing that. That's great.
Hi.
16. He's 16 now. 6'3".
She will not stop saying that because she's proud and I love her.
Yes, because I am proud and I love you too. Okay. All right, go have a good time.
Will do.
Okay. So there you go. Also, the reason why I will never be sad. I have many blessings in my life. But here's the rub of social media. Oh, people need to be real on social media. And then someone actually is real. And people slam you. You know what? If it wasn't a topic you wanted to hear about, you don't have to hear about it. Don't watch it. You don't have to comment if you didn't like it. I'm not asking for anybody to feel sorry for me, to do something for me. I'm not asking. I'm out here living my life, and I'm trying to share some of the uniqueness of it while being real. I mean, I do have some other friends online who are blind that I've known primarily online, other moms. I know one that is right under the legal blind line, and she just doesn't tell people she's there. She doesn't drive, but she just doesn't tell people she's there. She also has ocular albinism and looks it. She has that white hair. She's even more pale than me. And they struggle in their finances, as everybody does nowadays. But because she doesn't drive, they do more Ubers and they do all this other stuff. But she doesn't tell people. And I know some of the people online that are really successful talking about their blindness are some men. But they're men with a lot of support, a lot of support. And so they don't feel maybe as vulnerable. And I know a young woman who's very successful, but she is young and I don't know, she's young and maybe she's more attractive. She's something. But I'm telling you, you're not reading between the lines in one of when she posts that she also has her days and her times where she's just absolutely exhausted. And her mother is younger than me and is still heavily involved in supporting her, along with her partner, and not everybody who's got one of these unseen disabilities, and you could call type 1 diabetes an unseen disability. You could call severe allergies an unseen disability. You could call severe asthma an unseen disability. Anxiety, depression, autism, ADHD, things that are unseen that people aren't necessarily picking up on. They might wonder. My blindness can be unseen because I leave my eyes open. So I look like a fully sighted person. Could I function with my eyes closed? Yeah, I probably could. I probably could get through a whole day with my eyes closed. And put on lipstick. And brush my hair. My wardrobe is now so tiny. It's so tiny that I feel I can tell you what I'm feeling. That's why a few years ago I started figuring out ways to pare down my wardrobe. Does it thrill me that it's that pared down? No. I would like some more choices. I would like some different things. I would like it to be easier to go shopping, to find new things that fit and feel good and make me feel confident in a different way than before. But I'm accepting of it, and I'm loving my life. You know, it's a different life, but I'm loving it. I have different things to focus on, like my health journey involves fall risk. A lot of people my age, that's not part of their health journey yet. You know, learn from me, and it could help you with talking to your mother. I don't know. Or if your mother's anything like my mother, they don't want to admit that they're at fall risk stage of life. I'm not sad. I'm sad about certain things, and that's why I don't overly focus on them. I just live my life, and I'm very grateful for what I have. I love my kids. I love the opportunities that we have. We've got a few activities planned over spring break. And of course, in our house, one of the conversation points is, and it's funny because I never know who's going to say it. Well, Mom, can you do that? Because most of the time, my daughter doesn't even think about the fact that I'm blind. And then my son overly thinks about it because he's now at this stage of the game where he really wants to be protective of me. But we're doing like a cave walk. I've done it before. When we get there, the cave people are going to be like, oh, dude, I'm fine. I'm good. I've done it before. I'll be fine. It's not like a fast-paced walk, and there's plenty of stopping, and so there's plenty of opportunity for me to make sure I'm not hitting my head, whatever. We're also doing the Mescal movie set. I'm not overly concerned about that because my husband's been on it. He was actually in some movies as an extra back in the 80s. And it hasn't really changed all that much. And that's near where we live in southern Arizona. my son's been there before for some different car shows and whatnot. My daughter's never been there. But we're trying to do activities to get out of the house because she's in a 10-month school, 5 days a week, where before we were in a 9-month school, 4 days a week. And before that, we were in a 9-month school, 5 days a week. Their days off are so different. There's so many different, and there's a school district, right? The one we're actually in is a year-round school district that has 3 weeks off every 2.5 months is about the way it works. So, so my daughter doesn't just have one spring break week. She's got 2 weeks off. So that's a little bit long, but then she'll finish school. She'll only have 8 weeks off in the summer. But we're trying to just do some different things to eat up some of that time that are fun family activities. And when you've got a 16-year-old and a soon-to-be 9-year-old, you know, you got to work a little bit harder to find something that everybody's going to be excited about. And can enjoy. And I can absolutely enjoy being in a cave and going through the movie set thing, even if I can't see it. The feeling that you have when you're in the cave is so different. There are cold caves, there are warm caves. We're going through the warm cave portion. That's really cool. There's a different level of pressure down there that really impacts me in an interesting way. When I walk through a block in a town with houses and stuff, I feel pressure as I pass the houses and then the spaces between the houses. It's not that I'm a superhero. It's just that I'm paying more attention to everything other than what I see. And so I just appreciate things in a different way. Was that a process? Heck yeah, that was a process. Giving up this reliance we have on sight is hard. It took years. Sorry, I got a sad moment there. I was thinking about Sadie, my guide dog. She really helped me embrace that. She passed a year ago, a little over a year ago. And they only work. She worked a little over 6 years. The average is 7 to 8. They're not going into work until they're 2. They're big dogs. 7 years. They're now 9 years old. A lot of big dogs don't make it past 10. You know. So it was so amazing to have her, and to have her in early enough days that she really did teach me something. That you can still have an impact on people no matter what. I don't like using my cane because it does isolate me from people. People are afraid I'm going to hit them with it. Here's the thing. If blind people were hitting cars or other people or children with their canes, we wouldn't still have blind people canes. If anyone ever got hurt from being hit by a blind cane, I am telling you, we would not still have them. It doesn't happen. You've never heard about it. It doesn't happen. But having her, she was such a pretty poodle. Everybody came up and, are you training her? No, she's mine. Honey, get her poop. Just like you'd think. I could tell when she stopped and squatting. Bag on my hand. Feel it, smell it. Just like you think. But she taught me so much. She loved working. And she had to communicate to me without words. So I have to live life without eyes in the way we normally perceive it. well, if she can do that, I can do this. And oh my God, my life is great. I really do love my life. There's parts that I get sad about, and I just try not to think about those parts. And I try to enjoy things in my own perceptions. And no, other people don't understand that I'm maybe not enjoying the part of this that they're enjoying. Going through the desert museum, there's like wildflower sections. Well, I can appreciate that without seeing it. I can smell it. I can hear that there's more bug life happening around here. I can feel that it's more humid around here because there's a little bit more water. You know, I just appreciate things in a different way and in a different level. Do I love being out socializing around a table with people? Absolutely. Do I order food differently these days? Absolutely. You know, does it matter if I can see you across the table clearly? No. Can I tell if you're kind of leaning into me? Yeah, I can. Can I tell if you're smiling and stuff? Maybe not. Am I going to smile at you? Am I going to, hi? Am I going to nod along the street? There are times in the car where I'm doing this to other cars. I don't know if they can see me or not. I don't care. I do a lot of things to make life easier for the people around me, and that includes acting as if I'm participating at your same level. Because here's the thing, if you don't realize that I'm not, it doesn't matter. Think about that. The fact that I'm enjoying something or I'm participating something equally with you, but in a different way, doesn't really matter. Does it annoy me that some of the people closest to me still forget that nodding their head at me isn't going to do it, and then snap at me and get mad at me for not responding? Yeah, that hurts. Whatever, we have to move on from that. That's just part of our thing. I don't ever mind the questions. I will always answer, even though it will open me up to somebody criticizing me for how I answered it. I'm okay with that. It's good to have a little bit thicker skin. So look with your heart first, not your eyes.